Guys, I have got another new and exciting video for you today. You can see I am sitting here with the great Mike Shroedder from Germany. Mike, what is up, dude?
It's my honor to be here amongst us, and I'm really looking forward to it.
Me too, dude. Me too, man. And guys, you know Mike, he is an independent guitar maker. So we're going to be answering some questions about his process and all that. And of course, he sent me this beautiful Marksman 87 guitar. This is with this awesome green finish you guys have seen in my recent video. So we're going to talk more about that specific guitar as well. But Mike, first, I'd like for you just to tell us a little bit about yourself and maybe some things that inspired you to start making your own guitars.
Yeah, for sure. You know, I'm a player. You know, I play guitar. I love guitars. I love playing guitar. So when I was younger, I was playing guitar, but most of the times I like better to work on the guitars. You know, to change the pickups, or to do some fret jobs. You know, I didn't like the fret, so I have to change it myself because it was too expensive to go to a luthier, you know, or to do this stuff. So yeah, it was pretty natural for me, you know. I was always like that since I was a kid. There was a time in my life which I did something completely different, and I told to myself, you know, yeah, I think you have to follow your heart and to do what it really matters to you. You know, what really makes you happy. And this is the thing, building guitars and to be able to be every day with the things that I love, and it's guitars.
That's awesome, man. That is so awesome, dude.
Yeah.
Now I know we're going to answer a lot of questions that my audience has, but dude, my question, I guess my biggest question, or first question rather, is what inspired you? Because you have a very specific style and kind of genre and era. You stick with the 80s style of guitar. So tell us more about that. Like, so what are some of the bands and guitarists that inspired you and things about that era? So
these are the guitars that we love to play. I mean, we love this era of music. We grew up in this era, and now I'm 47. You know, back then our biggest problem was who's faster. You know, Engvi or Vi. You know, that was our biggest problem. So when I played with this type of guitars, it's like a time travel machine. You know, I travel back in time. So these great memories that I have, they are attached to a certain feeling. I think you know what I mean, right?
I do, yes.
And it's what's more valuable today, to be able to have something, you know, that makes you feel good. So that's the whole idea, the whole philosophy behind this, this thing that I really love, the 80s stuff. And because I just feel good, you know. These guitars are my Dr. Feel Good, you know.
Oh, so I love it, dude. I feel the same way. I'm an 80s kid too, you know. I grew up in that era, you know. I started listening to music in the mid 80s, and even today I would have to say I probably listen to more 80s, from metal to rock to even some of the pop stuff, you know, back in the 80s. Just a different vibe back then. And I don't want to say that, you know, old music's better than new music, but it's what I prefer, you know what I mean? It's what I prefer most of the time. So that's interesting, man. Dude, like 3 of your favorite 80s bands, if you had to name them right now.
Yeah, I have to explain myself a little bit. You know, here in Europe, let's say, even though the guys they're from Holland, let's say, for example, Van Halen, we're not so big. Really. I mean, we were mostly into Ozzy, you know, Dio, Black Sabbath.
Oh yes.
You know, that was the stuff for us. So yeah, probably these 3 bands, you know, the Ozzy Osbourne stuff with Randy later, and Dio with Vivian.
Yes.
And for sure, Black Sabbath, for sure. Black Sabbath, it's, I mean, amazing.
They inspired so many guitarists and musicians, man. It's just crazy. So dude, tell me, can you get into like maybe a high level overview of the process of you making guitars? Like where do you start? You know, what are some of the key things that you're thinking about during the process of making the guitar and the types of wood and that sort of thing?
First, we start with you know, you have to order the wood. So
Gotcha.
we make the order to our supplier. He's from here, he's here in Germany. So he has a nice website. You can order from his website, or because we are ordering a little bit more, you know, bigger quantities.
Yeah.
So we can call him. But if you want something cooler, you know, he has a website, so you can find something really special, you know, unique, one of a kind wood, one of a kind top. You know, you can also buy that. But you know, the process is we are ordering the woods, and then the woods come to our shop, to our workshop, and then the woods, they are in a little bit rough shape. You know, they are not ready yet to apply the template and everything, so we can start carving. You know, they're like that. It's wood, you know. So we are starting to cut it a little bit and make it more square, so it will be easier to apply the template and everything, so you can start. So it needs a little bit of preparation. And then it's really simple. Our tools that we use, they are pretty old school tools. I mean, the basic stuff, it's mostly by hand. We have a CNC machine, but Jason, really, man, I mean, we barely touch this thing. And you know, we built a couple guitars with a CNC, and they are great machines and everything. But you know, I told you before, it takes away from the fun, man. I mean, I do it for, yeah, you know what I mean.
Oh,
Maybe
absolutely.
it's a little bit faster or whatever, but it takes away from the fun, you know. No, it's pretty basic. It's pretty basic. What we do, it's pretty basic. It's mostly with our hands. So sometimes that's why the guitars take a little bit longer to be finished. But the guitars are very, very good. I mean, the woods are hand selected, because
That's
when
awesome.
you make the preparation, you see the wood, it might have some mark, some issue, you know, some black spot. So we are trying to avoid these woods. We say, you know, this wood, it's not good for this project, for this guitar.
Right.
Maybe it's not like we are throwing it away or we are burning it into the fireplace, you know. It's for some other project, maybe, you know, for something else. We're trying our best, because that's the thing that make us feel nice, you know. We want to be proud of our job, you know.
Absolutely, dude. Yeah, and I would venture to say maybe you probably can't help but get a little attached to every single guitar you make.
I mean, your guitar, right? Yeah. We built 2 guitars like yours. It was your guitar and one more guitar.
Yeah.
It was not exactly the same. It was a little bit different.
Okay.
And your guitar, man, it was playing so good. It was so soft, you know, and so nice, so easy to bend. And my God, I have to give it away, you know. I have to, you know, I feel like that sometimes. It's crazy. I know it's crazy. Maybe the people are hearing now and say, yeah, but yeah, it is what it is. Yeah, it's like my child, you know.
Yeah, no, I totally get that.
Yeah.
And dude, and it does play phenomenal. And guys, I'm gonna play some stuff for you after we chat here at the end. So definitely hang around for that.
Thank you very much.
Also, real quick before we move on, guys, I've got links to Mike's YouTube channel and his website where you can custom order his guitars there. That will be in the description of this YouTube video. So definitely check that out. And I'll give you guys a reminder at the end as well. So Mike, I'd like to get into now some of the hardware, because you and I spoke before, and when you were making the guitar, and I can't be grateful enough for you sending this to me, but we talked about the hardware, the pickups. A lot of stuff is in Germany. You're using other local talent there and local businesses.
Exactly.
So can you go through some of the hardware? Maybe let's start with the pickups, because we've got some passive pickups in this thing, and then they sound really nice.
Yeah, we have 2 guys that we are buying pickups from. These guys, one guy, they are small workshops, and the pickups are hand wounded. I mean, it's very basic also, really. And this type of pickups, like in your guitar, it's one of the best pickups I have ever heard. It's right at the sweet spot, you know. It's in the Van Halen, George Lynch, you know, territory. Yeah, it's it's very nice, and they are great. There are small workshops. One guy, he's in Poland, or the other guy, he's in Czech Republic. What I want to say is that we are trying to keep things locally. And when I say locally, we believe that we have to do something, let's say you are building something in Miami, right? And you say made in USA, it's the United States of America. So my idea is to build something that we can say it's built in Europe,
Yeah.
many states together. So that's my idea. So I'm trying to find, I found also some great companies here in Germany. They are very well known and great companies, but the price range, it goes really high.
Okay.
So I wanted to give the opportunity to some other guys, because I do believe that we can find great pickups and great stuff from other manufacturers, but which are not so famous, so well branded, let's say.
Yeah.
So these pickups are amazing, and the specific pickups are from Poland, and we are using also pickups from Czech Republic, some small workshops. Yeah. I'm going to announce the names, but I need to wait a little bit because we are working on a deal. The goods are also, most of the goods are coming from Germany. Okay. Some goods come from Poland, some goods from Hungary also. Cool. So we're keeping it, pretty European, let's say. It's not strictly German. We can say European.
That's awesome.
And
man.
The tremolo units that we are using, they are great. Everybody knows them. It's from Shroedder. So they are pretty amazing. I mean, he's the guy that he was building the original Floyd, so you can't go wrong.
Yeah, it's going to be
great. We are speaking with his son, and he's a great guy to work with. We are also using tuners from Cluson. Okay. Cluson, they are made by Goldo. Goldo is a company that it's based in Hanover, and it's the old Rockinger company. Okay. Rockinger was basically a company during the 80s, and it was probably the first company that they made the locking tremolo before Floyd.
Essentially, you're living your dream, man. You're getting to do what you want to do, and you're making an awesome product, dude. So
thank you very much. Thank you. I mean, it's like a win-win, I mean,
yeah, it is.
We build something that we like, and if you also like it, so it's
it's a win-win.
That's great.
I've got a couple guys here on my channel. They're like, man, I wish I knew how to make my own guitars too. What would you say your biggest challenge is when making a guitar, or is there any for you?
Yeah, the will to do it. That's the biggest challenge.
The will to do it.
The will to do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it. That's the biggest challenge. Everybody, when I started, I was afraid, maybe I do something wrong, and maybe, no, just do it, guys. I mean, go for it. It's not going to be perfect, but what was the thing that you did perfect the first time? What was the thing? Nothing.
No.
So it's only the will to do it. That's the most difficult thing.
That's good advice, because I tell guys watching, I tell you that quite often. I like to put my own mistakes out there to let people learn from them, but that's a big thing, is your mindset and that will to do it, that will to say, you know what, I've decided I'm going to do this. I'm going to do it no matter what. Nothing is going to stop me. And you just, like you said, you may not do it perfect the first time, but the second time gets better, third time gets better. And here you are. How long have you been making your guitars, Mike?
Now, I think it's 4 years.
Awesome, man. Awesome.
I think now we're in the 4th year, but let's say the company is 2 years.
Okay.
But for 4 years, I said to myself, I was doing some other job, and this was my hobby, It was like my hobby. It was like my second job. Not really second job, because maybe I was working more hours, into what I love than to my regular job. But the past 4 years, I said to myself, that's it. I want to be full, because you are saying that many times. That's why I love this channel. It's amazing. It's not only, it's like a full blown educational thing for everything. What you teach, you need to be focused to one thing. You have to stay focused. I mean, do this and do it right, because when you are diversifying so much, then it's not going to happen, you know.
That, yeah, and thank you for that. And that's one thing I struggled with early on. I was trying to be, I guess what you call it these days, an entrepreneur. You know,
Yeah,
working for myself. I've been trying that since 2010, and it was only just a couple of years ago, 2020, when I left my corporate job. So it took a long time. You know, that's why I share a lot of my mistakes on here, because a lot of some of it's business related, life related, music related, but you're right. You have to focus on that one thing. Don't try to boil the ocean. You have to just stick with
yeah,
that, you know. Dude, I'd like to get into the
yeah,
specs of the Marksman 87 that you sent me, man, because this
yeah, for
guitar,
sure, for
for one,
sure.
is beautiful. Can you talk about the finish real quick? Because I know we were you were asking me what color I wanted. So green's my wife and I's birthstone. So I'm like, okay, yeah, let's go
Yeah,
with that. So can you talk about
yeah, that's amazing.
that process of you know, doing the finish of the guitar?
Yeah, the finish. Yeah, it has a flame maple top veneer. It's 4A, and it's pretty nice. It's pretty cool. Of course, I told you it's hand picked. So
Yes.
we had 3 or 4, and we have to pick the best, you know. And we apply a little bit water, let's say, for example, so we can see how will look after we apply lacquer, you know, because when it's like
Interesting.
good, you don't really see much.
Yeah.
We apply a little bit water, and then we see the lines and everything, and which is better. So yeah, so your guitar is like that. It's pretty top of the line, and it's mahogany body for sure. We love mahogany. It's very
Yes.
easy
Yes.
to use. It's very musical wood. It's very soft, very warm, very nice. I think we love it, and it's a Gibson scale because, you know, I like the Fender scale also, but sometimes I was trying to play with eights or with nines, let's say half step
Yeah.
down.
Yeah.
So I have this soft feeling with the bends and the vibrato.
Gotcha.
So I said to myself, you know, just make it Gibson scale, which is it's a little bit shorter, so the
Yeah.
tension is less,
I
so the
noticed that.
strings are a little bit easier, and you can play with nines, with tens, no problem, you know. So that's the philosophy behind this thing, to
Yeah.
be able to the people to because I believe the most important thing in a guitarist, he has to have a great vibrato and a
Yes.
great bends. The bends must be, you know what I'm talking about,
Oh
and
yeah.
the people that they are hearing, you know, the bends must be on
They've,
point,
they've got to be
and
precise.
the
Yeah.
vibrato must be nice, you know, and everything. That's the idea behind the Gibson scale. The fretboard, it's from ebony, because the rosewood fretboard, it's nice, but it has a little bit texture, you know.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little bit not rough, but it's not so smooth
Yeah.
like a maple. It doesn't apply to anyone. But when I play with rosewood, and when I want to do the vibrato, and I feel the texture a little bit, and
Yeah.
it's nice, but maple it's better, and ebony is also better because it's so sleek, you know.
Yeah. The ebony's
It's
very
so
sleek.
nice. Yeah, it has a reverse headstock, as most of my guitars have a
I love it,
reverse
dude. Yeah.
headstock, because I love reverse. I mean, why not, right? They
That's
look
80s
cool.
metal, man.
So yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Is, you know, they look cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, the tremolo, of course, is from Schaller, which is amazing.
Yeah.
The pickups, it's they are amazing also. And you see that the neck pickup, it's very bluesy.
Yeah. I
I
noticed that,
think you
dude.
have noticed that.
It's
Yeah, it's
cool.
like Stevie Ray Vaughan mode. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I noticed that. And they're not it's not a high output, so you can really get some nice
No,
clean tones from that, as well as those
exactly.
bluesy tones. So it's almost like you've got a second guitar there. I mean, on most guitars, you've got that switch to switch back and forth. You get some different tones, but you really get a completely different tone and sound when you
Yeah.
switch up to that single coil.
Yeah, the neck pickup is it's like Stevie Ray Vaughan. I mean, you
Yeah.
you go to the neck pickup, and then it's Stevie Ray Vaughan. I mean, you play blues. It's so nice. Or you play 70s. You know, so it's you love and I love also.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know the Allman Brothers stuff and the Southern stuff. You know,
Oh
which
yeah,
I love
dude.
it.
I love all that stuff, man. Guys, I'm gonna play the Shroedder guitar for you and let you hear it. We're gonna play it through a real amp, of course. Got the EVH over here, but I want you guys to hear this. But before we wrap things up, Mike, is there anything that we didn't cover today that you'd like to share with my audience about your guitars?
What I really want to say is about you, Jason, to be honest. Okay. I mean, you are such an amazing guy. I really love your channel. And when I was looking, you know, because I was a fan, you know, I was looking regularly to your channel and to your videos about the lessons and about everything. And I mean, I think you're doing an amazing job and you're making some videos that are truly amazing. You are such a nice, well-spoken guy, very respectful. You are teaching people many things, not only about guitars and about music. I mean, you did this video, I think it was during the weekend, I don't remember, how to set your goals.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, that was gold. That was amazing. I mean, thank you very much, really.
I appreciate that, man.
And it's really my honor to be here. I'm really looking forward to many things. Probably this year, in June, we were going to NAMM, so you will be invited for sure.
Oh, wow. That would be awesome.
Yeah.
Dude. That would be just phenomenal.
Yeah, that would be awesome, you know, to come back over there, to stay, to hang out, to hang, you know, with us and play a little bit guitar. That will be awesome. You know, you will be invited. Yeah, that's the new thing I wanted to share with you, you know.
We'll be at the Shroedder table at NAMM, dude, the Shroedder booth. That would be.
Yeah, that would be awesome. I mean,
that would be awesome,
it would be
man.
For me if you come by, that would be.
Oh, I'd love it. I'd love it. Absolutely love it, man. Well, guys, I'm gonna play some music for you real quick, but one last time, guys, the links to Mike's YouTube channel, because you've got a YouTube channel as well, and the website where you can go check out all the Shroedder guitars. You've got you've got several builds of guitars, not just the one I have. You've got several different types. So check his website out, guys. Go to that link and check it out. He's got an order form on there. Of course, you can email Mike through there as well if you have questions. So definitely check out that those links. They're in the description of this YouTube channel. Mike, dude, it was an absolute pleasure, man. I appreciate you coming on, and thank you so much for the guitar. I've never had anyone do anything close to what you've done for me by sending me a guitar and making a guitar for me. So I'd give you a big virtual hug right now, man. You know.
Yeah. We will do it in June, probably.
Absolutely,
you know.
dude. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, thank you again, guys. We'll end it here. Here's some metal with the Shroedder Marksman 87 guitar. Enjoy.
Bye. Take care, guys.
Yes. I truly hope you enjoyed our time with Mike Shroedder. Remember, I've got a link to his YouTube channel in the description of this video. I also have a link to Mike Shroedder's website for Shroedder Guitars, where you can check out everything he has, and you can also put in for custom orders, all that good stuff. So those links are in the description of this YouTube video here. And guys, I want to give another shout out to Mike for joining me on the channel here. It was really cool just chatting with him. Such a cool dude, and of course he's making some pretty awesome guitars there. So guys, thank you again for watching. Make sure you like this video and please share it as well. And if you're not subscribed to my channel, well, press that little subscribe button and get all the notifications, all that good stuff. Guys, until the next video, you know what to do. Keep it metal.